Well, today there's lots of planes being dispatched out of San Francisco International Airport, more than we've had all year. And with that comes global oil demand up by 95 million barrels per day. That's amazing that we're just going to go immediately into travel mode and into driving mode and party mode and all these things that are going to end up destroying our planet. And while that's happening with the new oil demand and the new CO2 and methane releases in the air as our global climate starts to heat up once again. And this time it starts from a little higher than where we left off. So it's really quite a concern. India, a new hurricane to hit India after last week's hurricane killed 140 people. Another, and these hurricanes are coming in over on the left side of India. The Bay of Bengal, I think they call it. It's unusual for big hurricanes to come out of there to begin with. But another new study out of Greenland found that the Greenland ice, high concentrations of more than 2,000 mgl-1 mercury level. The typical mercury levels that come out of the meltwater from the glaciers is 1-10 mgl-1. The new study says this will be very difficult to manage. They're saying the amount of discharge with mercury in it is about the size of the Mississippi River discharge. It's that large, and unfortunately you're contaminating the ocean with all this mercury polluted water. And let's not forget, back in 2016, the phosphorus releases out of the Greenland ice sheet. Now, phosphorus is necessary to feed the food chain. At the beginning of the food web, phosphorus is needed, but they've never seen this much phosphorus coming out of Greenland ice sheet before. And all these pollutants that are coming out of the Greenland ice, usually when we find mercury pollution, it's from a human cause. They're not sure this isn't from a human cause, that it just came up and landed all over Greenland over the years, and now it's actually in the meltwater and coming out into the ocean. Another big problem, mercury. Mercury is one of those things you don't just wash away, especially when it's in the ocean. How do you get rid of mercury? Go pick it up? The planet that we're leaving for our children is astonishingly beautiful, but we're trashing it. And not only are we trashing the Earth, but we're trashing Mars. Look at all the junk from all these landings that end up sprawled all over the landscape. First there's the heat shield gets discarded, and then after that there's the shield for the helicopter that gets discarded, and then there's the parachute, and the first parachute that gets discarded, then the second parachute, and that gets discarded, then the rocket motor itself brings the landers down to the planet, then that shoots off and lands and pollutes toxic chemicals all over the landscape. How come we're doing this? How come our planet is completely surrounded by endless junk from satellite launches and no one's doing anything about it? They're just constantly, let's put up more, smaller, more compact, just keep putting them up. It's a business now, and as long as it's making money, it doesn't really matter whether we're setting up ourselves for a major crash in the in space over the Earth, and then we'll end up having to deal with pieces of satellite coming down every now and then, and we won't be able to launch anything because things are scattered all over the place and whizzing around at all different angles and orbits and heights. It's a mess, people. It's a mess. Humans, why are we such trashy people? How come we can't get that clear to de-trash ourselves? I'm a little confused on that. Alright. Well, I'm going to keep this one a little bit short today. Holiday, Memorial Day. The day that we think of all the people dying for all the wars and and all. And I always ask myself each year, is all this death worth it? Couldn't we have avoided fighting all these wars? Humans think that humans are the most intelligent thing on the planet. Well, they're headed right for extinction, you know.